Lancey FKA Lancey Foux. If you didn't know him already, you know him now. He is a major part of one of the hottest tapes that dropped this year. As always, in an industry full of labels, there's a box him and his mixtape brethren have been put in: underground. Except Lancey has been controlling his own lane very successfully and worked with internet favourites from Ye, Playboy Carti and Sexy Red. So essentially, it's a label that he's exempt from. I say all that to say this: if you are a fan of UK music or even a part of it, it's important that you know who Lancey is, and here's why.
The most saddest thing to me is when I can't serve my purpose, provide for people around me. That makes me sad. If I can't, I used to get upset when I couldn't go to the studio. Some days will just be like, oh, there's no studio today. Like anything that prevents me from doing my purpose just puts me off. I want people to respect my music and like my ethic, and that's what I want to make me big. Not because I was seen next to so and so or da da da. I want people to be like, no, his music is this. We respect it, we understand it, we like it, and that's how we're pushing on. I'm not trying to be famous. Yeah.
Whatever I drop, I'm always 5 years ahead of what I drop. Always. So like even when I drop my album, the album I'm really on, like at that time, is completely different. The time I'm really on is completely different. People perceive you as like your last work, innit?
If more than 10,000 people listen to your music, yeah,
it's not underground,
and you can go do a show with 500 capacity and sell that out, and you can go to another country and do the same thing, is that underground?
Lancey was born in 1995 in Newham, East London. He was raised by both his parents, who both had a large influence on him in their own ways, shaping the way how Lancey would conduct himself and build his worldview.
First and foremost, I'm an African man. My parents are Ugandan, but I was born in London. When I was younger, I used to just be a rebel. Like I just used to go against everything. But my dad was the one person, yeah, that if he said something, I'm freezing. Like can't go against that man there.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of swag he had.
Big dog.
Like my mum saying something, I'm like, yeah, whatever, mum. Like my dad we could be running around crazy in the house. As soon as you hear keys shaking and it goes through the keyhole, you need to pattern up. Seeing how my dad moved as I became older, like I was just like, I need to move like a G. I need to move like with honor. When I walk in that room, everyone's got to feel me like, and not in like a angry or aggressive way. It's just with honor. It's just with grace.
My dad was a DJ, and he used to play Congolese music.
Right.
And they will speak Lingala. They will speak a whole nother language. So I hear the flows in there, I hear the cadences in there, I hear the melody.
Right.
That's what made me like that's why I like rapping so much. That's why I like flows so much. That's why I like the science of music so much. Cause
so you went straight to the source.
Yeah.
Where it all started.
Yeah, and then obviously just, you growing up being in London, grime and things like that, and then my older brother would listen to like a lot of American music, whether it be Max B, French Montana, Dipset, whatever. And he would bring that, and then you go outside and Gets, or because I'm from East, so Gets or Criminal, or them guys are rapping like just up the street. You know?
Although Lancey's influence was from many of the same aspects as others growing up, he created his first pieces of music in an unconventional way.
I was getting some and I had to go meet someone to get some money, or to give them some money. He's in the studio for 13 hours though. He's like, whatever, he booked at the studio because he has an artist, one of my OGs. So when I've gone there, his artist has not made a single song within the 13 hours. They said they got 3 hours left. So for 10 hours, he hasn't made no song. I've gone in, I'm like, what going on, my brother? You good? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm just making a hook. I'm like, all right. What? How long? He's like, no, just do your thing. So I went on YouTube. I just snatched like 3 beats. Like just on like a whim. It's like I can't explain.
What kind of type beat was it? Was it a type beat?
No, but it wasn't an artist type beat.
Okay.
It was like I was just like, I think I just typed rap air. Like I just typed some words.
Beat.
type beat. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I found like there was one that was this like kind of like, the song's called Black Flowers. It's like the beat just sounded mad, and then another one was like a trap type beat, and then one was like a fast paced one. But I did 3 of them
In that
3
night?
hours, top of the dome, like the same way I record music now. If you ever been in the studio with me now, it just comes. So then when I went home, yeah, and I listened to the songs back, I couldn't stop listening to my voice. Like I couldn't. I was like, right, it's me, but it's like another me. Like it was just a feeling I couldn't explain. It wasn't like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna jump in this rap thing and blah blah blah. Like I was just in my own
purpose.
world.
I think you found purpose that day.
Yeah, because what I was doing before was I was treacherous. I start going to the studio. I start getting my own money together. Like I link up with the engineer. He's saying, oh yeah, if you want to come studio, it's 25 an hour. Call me, text me, we book it in. So I start going there like just on my own accord. I go there like 2 hours, just £50, like, and make 5 songs.
From 2015, Lancey began to drop music officially. Creating music seemed to come so naturally to him that he released 3 projects in the first 2 years of dropping music. These projects include Pink, Teen Scum, and First Day at Nursery, a collaboration with the producer Nige. His creative process from early seemed natural and fluid, and the art he was creating reflecting his moment in life currently and the moments that he's had in the past. He would experiment with his sound constantly and release visuals to singles he released on SoundCloud, which was for the most part where Lancey dropped his music in the first few years.
I love bars, I love lyrics, and then I love sound. And it's like I'm always trying to get perfection out of both. I'm trying to I have a lot of songs where I'm doing things that people don't really expect me to be doing. That's not out yet. Where I'm really going into my bars. I'm really trying to you have to listen to it 10 times to be like, what the hell? Like, oh, that's what he meant, bro. Like, I'm about that.
Lancey doesn't write his lyrics down, but uses the energy that's in the studio to create his music, freestyling and painting his pictures over the beats he's picked as his canvas.
All my songs are recorded there and then. I find it very hard to write down.
So everything is a freestyle?
Yeah, every single thing.
Really?
Yeah, I can't really process.
From your earlier projects also?
Yeah.
During this era, Lancey was still using unconventional methods to make money. But as he was picking up steam and getting booked for shows in London, things would come to a head and he'd have to make an important decision.
Yeah, so 4 or 5 months in, I get into a situation now. I get arrested. When I get arrested now, it's so funny that the day I got arrested, it was 1 in the morning. And later on that day, I was about to do my first show. I've got my first show at this place called Visions in London. My first ever show, and I'm in the cell, thinking.
Another time for reflection.
Yeah, but I've really loved this music thing I've been doing.
Yeah.
Now I've got myself in this issue. They end up letting me out, and they give me bail conditions. Remember I told you, I used to not that. I just had a relationship with my mum where I was just defiant.
Yeah.
And she always used to scream at me, always used to just get onto me. But this time, when I've gone home with my bail paper, she hasn't screamed. She just said, you know what, this is the only time we're gonna get, in the calmest voice. I never used to listen to my mum before that day, I listened, in a different way, in a way that I've never listened to nothing before, not even on music. Just her saying that sentence, you only get one chance, and this is your one chance, you either take it or you not.
Lancey realised music is life. The thought of not being able to make music was too much for him, and the warning from his mother solidified something within him at the time. 2018 would see the release of 2 projects, Too Far Alive and Pink 2. Pink 2 would see Lancey link with Skepta after a DM exchange. Skepta being the only collaboration on the project. Skepta is a big influence on Lancey and an inspiration because of their shared passion and views on music, which eventually led to Lancey joining him on his SK Level European tour alongside LD from 6-7.
Honestly, the answer to why Skep is the biggest and will always be a legend is because he really does this for the music.
Yeah.
It's purely about the music.
Friend or Foe was seen as a breakout project for Lancey, inspired by the book The Art of War. It was a project that put more of a spotlight on Lancey, with tracks like India, with the official video dropping in December 2019, and fan favourite Elon Musk. More people were quick to compare him, not realising how much Lancey had created, with 5 projects and several notable singles by this point. Lancey has locked in with names like AJ Tracy, Koji Radical and Suspect OTB, along with several names in the States he was building relationships with.
What would you say is the most important in your discography and why? Excuse me.
Well, out of everything I've dropped,
Yeah.
I want to say Friend or Foe, definitely.
Why you say that?
Because that's the first album I worked on that not only took time, but I kind of delved in business-wise, and like as a musician, I delved in and got a bit more serious. Before I would just like record. Yo, I want to drop this, you know. And I did do the same thing with that, but I think for Friend or Foe, I like took a bit more time. I thought about some things, and I orchestrated it like nothing's ever like comes out the way I exactly want it to come out, but Friend or Foe was really close to like how I wanted to deliver a project. And then musically, I think I've always tried to be diverse in my music, but I think musically that one is like one of my most diverse projects.
Like in terms of the audience, a lot of the times you're not talking to someone who's been in the same place as you've been. Anyone who's consuming things, especially like words, like reading long paragraphs and reading long magazine articles, maybe not been around or been outside like to understand certain things or to see certain things. So comparing is just the easiest thing to do.
Right.
Because it's just like making your job easier.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is like, oh yeah, the Mercedes is just like the BMW.
Yeah.
Okay, now what? What is it like? What is the BMW though, bro? Like,
Right.
we know it's like the, but what like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the comparisons.
So you're the type of person where like if the social media aspect of being an artist didn't exist, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, and I would still be making music.
Yeah.
That's the main part. Because
Right.
I don't think a lot of these people would make music if social media didn't exist. Some people really love attention, and everything they do is motivated by attention, which is not always a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not a thing that I'm necessarily with, you know.
He moves in a conventionally unconventional way. He is a child of the studio. This is the place he is more at home. He relates to those that don't want to fit in. He wants to be the outsider, which is probably why he resonates with so many people under the radar. And those that don't know him are generally too ignorant to understand. The thing is, whether he wants that spot in the UK spotlight or not, you can throw the underground label at him, but does that label work when he is known by so many, including an artist who is known all around the world, who would reach out to him to work on a project?
Tapped in, he's tuned in, and like for a man that has that much responsibility to keep his ear to the streets and like understand things, because Kanye's not the only big artist that knows about me or is aware of me, or is even contacting me, but he's one of the ones that said, yo, like, let's see, like, he said to me certain things about what I do, and I'm like, right, okay, so you do pay attention. Like, it's not someone told you about you, but he's like, oh yeah, yo. One time he sent me a screenshot of like some shoes I was wearing in a picture, and he's like, yo, so bro, what are these shoes? I've never seen no one wear these shoes. Can you tell me about them? And I told him, yo, these are the Mason Margiela, like, it's things like that, you know. He's quite meticulous. So
Looking, yeah, he's sick, man. He's
Not bad.
as an artist, he's we're on the same like thing artist-wise, you know. Yeah, he's sick.
March 2021 saw the clearly more aggressive stance on First Degree, and in November, the project Live Evil.
favorite songs, bro. Again, because of the bars, I just be like, don't talk to me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
when I feel challenged, or when I feel like someone's trying to like take it there, I can take it there in lyrics. I know most of you guys can't take it there when it comes to lyrics with me. When like, if you really listen to my music, or if you've been around me and you've seen me in the booth, I know a lot of man can't chat to me, so don't talk 5 minutes to make what the bars in there nuts. You know what I'm saying?
I made a lot of changes in my life,
Right.
like at a certain period of time, like around that time actually, beginning of this year, and it included like people I was hanging around, like removing them, like not smoking weed, not drinking, like trying to have a healthy diet, working out, things like that.
Is that important?
Yeah, but the thing is, it opened like my eyes a bit too much. I saw like, you know, ignorance is bliss, you know? When you don't know something's going on, you might just be like, it might help you just to guide and just kind of keep moving.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, but my eyes way too open, bro. And I just saw things from like everywhere, and I was just like, what? And then things were being said to me, and that made that, again, that like kind of clarified to me, oh, people think I'm like joking, like, you know? I'm the coolest guy, but I just don't like being disrespected. I don't like being like someone assuming something. You ain't never sat down with me, you've never like asked me a question, or you never like said, yo bro, I just want to talk. And then you know, people are gonna like go and say things and blah blah blah, and like, so I just reacted to that, but all in the name of art, you know. Like I just reacted.
I like that. See,
In 2022, Lancey dropped the album Life in Hell. A strong title, but not a literal take. More of a reflective take on how Lancey was seeing life through his lens, as with all his projects. This was an era in Lancey's career that was his favourite.
So it's like, however you want to look at it, I can only give my point of view. Whatever I say, you can't take it because you might have gone through something else that totally writes off what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And likewise. So I think life is definitely a game, but in this context of my album being called Life in Hell, that's what life is. Because life is like good, great, pure living. We wouldn't be here living, talking and breathing without life. But hell is perceived to be bad, hot, evil, like nothing good happens. You know what I'm saying? Like negative. But how can we not see that we are living our life in hell? When I come to LA, it's like so clear because it's hot, it's nice all the time, it feels good. Everyone's wearing sunglasses, getting juice, colorful. But then I manage just on the side of the road, talking to a cigarette with his trousers halfway down his leg.
Oh
Bust.
my God. I live out.
This is all in the same place.
Yeah.
Like this is all in the same realm. This is all in the same thing. Imagine we was sitting here doing this interview right now, yeah, and I put this dog down, the dog's bleeding out, like God forbid, the dog's bleeding out, like, and we're just talking, laughing and that. That's what life is. That's what was going on here. So when I go to make my music, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like people be like, oh, you try and no, bro. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Like, listen to what I'm saying, fam. I'm not here saying everything's great, but I'm not here saying everything's bad either.
I'm overly active, so even the day that Life in Hell dropped, I was in the studio making like little inklings of Back to the Trap. Like, I was working on those type of beats, you know. So I'm just always like, okay, cool. I can never rest. As soon as I do something, it's like, okay, cool. What are we doing next? Like, what's gonna be a new thing I can pioneer, or like, how do I get onto my new style? Or I'm just always thinking forward, you know, which is obviously good, but not at the same time, because I should have let what I was doing simmer.
2023 saw Lancey become the first UK artist to tour China in June, with him dropping his new project, Back to the Trap, in September 2023.
My previous one, Life in Hell, was fun making it, but it wasn't.
Topic-wise.
Yeah, topic-wise, I was just diving into something new, but Back to the Trap, we just having fun again. And that's why, like I said before, I just felt like how I felt when I first started making music. I went back to the bedroom to record some of these songs, whereas Life in Hell and other albums, I was in the studio. Back to the Trap, I literally went back to the bedroom to record some of the songs. Yes You Are and And I think Mob Boss 2 actually was recorded.
In the room.
Yeah, in the room.
It's November 2024, and Lancey, alongside his hitters Len and Fimi Guerrero, have had chart success, and for each of them, it's their first time on the charts. With their collaborative mixtape, Conglomerate, this has had the UK scene talking, love and hate, or enjoying the ride. And because the genre, the style, the sound was something that's not deemed as popular, there have been ignorant reviews. I see it as the fact that people couldn't or didn't want to understand it. But who cares, right? The thing with Lancey is there's no box you can put him in. All those labels he's been given over the nearly decade-long career have escaped him. He will not stand in one place, but will continue to have them asking questions. 2025 will see a new era of Lancey, one I'm sure you all can't wait for. With his first project Pink turning 10 in September, and his exploration of brand new sounds.
So like everything is about understanding. I always say this when I meet people, and it's like, try to understand before you say something, or try to understand like why someone is in that position before you go and criticize them, or why like someone said a wrong thing before you cancel them, or why someone's making a fool out of themselves on the internet before you say they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not with someone every single day to know like why they're doing something, or you know what I mean? Everything just nowadays is so like, because it's so instant, we judge so instant, we think so instant. I'm guilty of that. Like,
I don't really see myself in any scene, bro. I think that I'm honestly just an artist, and another reason why I can't be in no really current scene, because I've probably been making music like a little bit longer than, I don't even know who you're really talking about, but I've probably been making music longer than them.
I don't think things should always be put in a box, especially with my music. Like, I know how I want it to sound, I know how I want to look, I know what I want to say. And I feel like if I go by saying it has to be hip hop, or it has to be UK rap, or it has to be grime, then I'm just only going to limit myself. Everyone has their own purpose, and I feel like sometimes it's just like serving someone, or sometimes it's like being a shoulder that someone can cry on. Sometimes it's small things. It's not always extravagant. You're not meant to be that type of superstar. You're meant to be like a superstar that someone comes to you for advice, or a superstar that someone like looks at you and they model their life off you or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own purpose. So just learn to understand people, and maybe one day someone might understand you and like take you to somewhere else, or take you to like a place you've never been before.
I don't hate genres, and I don't hate like organization, but I just feel like sometimes it gets in the way too much. And that's why I make the music that I do. Like I'm not gonna make like, on every tape I do at least 2 songs that's not like rapping, or not like what you expect me to do, you know? Because I believe in like everyone should just be allowed to do what they feel. I need like the room that's fucked up, or like the bedroom, or like something that's just not put together, because that's how I started. So what my peace of mind comes from, like going back to recording like an environment like that, or being on the road all night, and like at the end of the night you make a song with something to do that happens. So that's my peace. My peace is not like I got every single thing, bro. Computers, lap, Xbox, play, whatever it is, bro, I have it. I'm like, but when I go to the studio, or when I hit the road and like my phone's down, like that's where my peace of mind is, you know, when I'm not in tune with like the things people use every day. Once I come out of that, that's where I feel like my peace is, you know.